Welcome to Inside the Artist's Mind with your hosts, Jay Harmon and Sally Barnard. Jay and Sally have always wondered what the inspiration is that drives others to create and express their art. Inside the Artist's Mind, we'll dive into the mind of the artist and teach us more than we ever knew. Enjoy the show!
And welcome to Inside the Artist's Mind, where we try to explore creative people, what they think, how they represent what they do, and what they showcase from their work. And my name is Jay Harmon, and this is Sally.
Barnard. Hi, everybody. So here we are once again.
Once again, yes, and we're here, and we're very excited to have our special guest today, who is Michelle Verchick.
Yes.
Did I say that right?
Yes, you did.
Okay. And, she is a very creative person. And, I think I will let you just explain maybe a little bit of what you do. And,
Can I just say a few words before you talk? Because I know we had a great communication, and I have my other show, which is a little people, if they know me, it's called me, this one is more to do with art, but I believe the connection is very much there. So feel free to say whatever you want, if it goes that way a little bit, or definitely showcase what you do.
Because I do work in the spiritual realm, and have done creative projects. So I think you're referring to all those
but I wanted you
aspects
to
of
explain
me.
it a little bit
Yes.
more.
That's
So
okay.
Feel free whatever you want to talk about.
We're very
Oh, beautiful.
Okay.
Well,
Thank
I guess I've been on the show talking about shamanism, and that is, I'm a shamanic practitioner, but today I am talking about my book, Trixie and Pixie, which I self-published about 2 years ago. And they are galactic beings from another planet. In fact, they're specific kinds. I don't know if many people have heard of Octurians.
I have.
You have? Yes. So this book was actually channeled to me about 10 years ago. And it was funny the way that it happened because, believe it or not, I actually went and saw a psychic a year before that. And she said that I was going to write a kid's book. And at that time, I was like, like that is not me. I've never even contemplated writing a book or doing anything of the sort. And then literally a year later, I was shopping and at a shopping mall. And then I felt like there was a drop in of information. And I felt these beings, galactic beings, start communicating through me. And they called themselves Trixie and Pixie. And they wanted me to write a children's book. And the book actually rhymes. So I was literally getting words getting dropped in. And it happened over a period of years for me to get the full book complete. And because it is a little bit different, Trixie and Pixie meet a little boy, Freddie, at the park. And the book does rhyme, but they basically take him into magical realms. And every time they go into a magical realm, there is a special code. They go through a portal and they say, Shazam, Shazam, show me where I am. So I know that there's a lot of kids, depending on what ages they are, it's a little catchphrase. So I love hearing that part. I get parents actually record that part and send it to me, which is just a beautiful thing because I want to introduce magic into children's lives. I want them to remember there's fairies, there's angels, there's spirit animals, there's mermaids, mermens, not to mention unicorns and Pegasus. So
there are characters, so it could even be at an early age, a young age, someone could
and
look and look
yes.
and one thing I like a lot about the characters in this book, your two little Trixie and Pixie, they are not scary aliens. They are very, very cute and relatable, because usually you see these scary pictures of aliens, the kids, freak them out. But these are very relatable for children.
Adorable, right? Adorable.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I guess it's the energy and frequency that you're feeling.
Exactly.
I feel like they're real to me in my world. And for me, I wanted to make sure that was portrayed.
It certainly comes over, and just looking at them, I only looked briefly, but it gives you a certain calm. That's how it affected me. And the colors in the book, and the art is
Right.
it's beautiful, beautiful, like pastel colors.
Yes,
It goes with the
and
theme.
credit to Bex Sutton, who is the illustrator of the book. It actually took me 4 illustrators to actually get my concept. So I did a very big brief and a summary of
Uh-huh.
the color palette and how I wanted it to look. And she was the one that finally got my concept, which was good. So we worked well together, and it's developed in the way that I want it to be seen
Mm-hmm.
and shown. And I do have book 2 and 3 as well that I'm going to
Are
be
they on
working on.
2 and 3?
Amazon?
Oh, yeah.
No. I'm literally in the midst of starting to write them up
Oh,
now.
that'll
So
be
this is the
exciting then.
first book
Particular
of a
book.
series.
Right, it
Yes.
is. Okay.
And I've got big dreams about it as well. I see them as characters, as toys, as wooden puzzles to
Beautiful.
yeah, potentially a cartoon series. I've written episodes of them. So
As far
just-
as the artwork, did you say what you wanted, or did the lady that was
no,
doing
I was very specific
were,
with
right,
what
yes.
I
Well, that's
wanted.
good, good.
Yes. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But yeah, and then it was time to publish it because
Uh-huh.
I was also guided in the sense of that it wasn't quite time on a collective level to be received yet. So I
Right.
was
Uh-huh.
I
waiting.
can relate to that.
And,
yeah.
For the
and you
timing.
had told us earlier that you had got some feedback from a mother whose child had read the book.
Right.
Yes. So I literally got a message today, and this, oh God, I think he's about 9. And
Wow.
he just left a personal message to say that how much he loved them, and it was his favorite book ever. And
Oh,
just how much he loves Trixie and Pixie, and how this whole world feels so real to him. And he was so glad that I wrote that.
oh, that's beautiful. What
That's
a
a good
wonderful
feeling, yeah.
compliment. I thought it was the mother, but
No, the little boy
that's
got
even
on the
better.
phone.
That's
Oh,
beautiful.
that's
Yes.
great.
Yes,
When
yes.
yeah.
Yes, when you're acknowledged from,
Absolutely,
the
from
little
someone
ones.
of that age, because that's the audience that are going to be or read to or read the book. That the interest is
Mhm.
there. It's beautiful
Absolutely.
for children to your way of helping them understand maybe what.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
Mhm.
And
beautiful.
also, I do
So-
work with children through, I know we talked about it before, through art therapy as
Art
well.
therapy, yeah.
So art can come in many forms where you can use it to release things that might be going on in your life, use it as a creative process to activate people, as well as use art as therapy. So
Right.
Exactly. Mhm.
I worked with children, which was beautiful, and I still do in that way. So it's very much
It's rewarding. My granddaughter just got her master's in that. She's a counselor she's working with younger children. But I believe they use art, but also with what they're playing with, you can get some idea of what's going on in their mind. So
Yeah.
Right.
just-
You,
it's
you can do that.
it's
And
beautiful, yeah. Young kids are.
And I teach after school elementary students art. And it's so great to watch them, with some of them having their first experiences with art, and they can relate to what they're doing and how they feel and everything. It's so neat to see that.
I
So
think
how-
it's such a huge gift.
How many years ago did you find out that you were spoken to, let's say, to do this?
Oh gosh, I think I've always done my own personal spiritual work. So I've always been connected. I've always had mentors that help me connect with my guides, with I guess now through the spiritual work that I do, I channel. I speak to different galactic beings and different galactic planets.
So
come
anybody
through my
that knows
work.
my show, they know that we're connected here somehow. Yes,
So
we've got
this is a little
maybe a
different.
different audience, but if they know
Yes.
who I am. And you are part of this now, Jay. Okay.
Well,
There's
it's a
no getting away
the
from
whole,
it. Here is an
everything
example.
is, it's all together. And like we said before, there are no
There are no
coincidences.
coincidences.
And everybody is together for a reason. And I think there's one I don't know, I think one greater purpose that we're all here for.
Absolutely.
Yes, and that we're it's not just us here in this planet, in this physical reality right now. And I feel like there's more, and I feel like there's more exposure coming out about them. There's more stories, there's more visual concepts about them, so we can get used to understanding them on another level.
It's nothing is strange and nothing is by coincidence, but each one of our guests are so very different. And I'm happy that you're sitting here today just talking about what you feel that you want to talk about, because this is part of you and
Uh-huh.
how you started doing that.
Yes.
So any other things that happened to you regarding the book, or just?
Just that for me, I have a very deep love and passion for children. I love working with children, to be honest.
It's rewarding, isn't it?
It is. I feel more comfortable with them than I do with adults.
Uh-huh.
So
I know what you're saying.
bringing that, I mean, they just have safety. You know where you always stand with them.
Exactly.
And I think for me, it was like I wanted to bring through art in the way that could activate them around remembering joy, remembering magic, remembering different realms, parts of them that they can access. I mean, fairies. Who doesn't want to be around fairies? Who doesn't want to have a
Absolutely.
fairy tea party?
Absolutely. Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think for
That's
me,
beautiful.
that deep love for children was to bring forth this creative process of mine that was tangible for them, to give them that sense of remembrance of the world that they could potentially live in,
Uh-huh.
that they can create on their own accord as well.
Sure.
Now, as a
yeah.
child, did you see children? Did you see similar to what you may have put in your book? Like
I had a very different childhood. I probably
Okay.
had very much a lonely childhood.
Right.
Yeah.
So for me, I guess it's a healing process
Yeah,
to
I'm
have
glad
written
I
this
asked
book
you
and,
that. That's
Well,
it's
connect in
It-
those ways.
It can be art. Art is a great therapy. It's very therapeutic for myself. And I'm an only child, and I grew up by myself, and pretty much I was by myself, so I had to find my own way of keeping entertained, and a lot of that was through drawing.
Oh, I love that.
And so and now it's turned around into what I'm doing now, and it's just staying with the process, only an adult version of it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you think about it, how many children, I'm sure everyone, they all have an imaginary friend, right?
Yes. they're
So that
guides.
brought to light a little bit, because the imaginary friend could be an alien, it could be a fairy, it could be another friend, just a friend to hang out with the person.
Yeah.
Oh,
But it's
sure.
a great way to express that. The child, when they're painting, they'll express, will say, "This is my imaginary
Oh,
friend."
they do
So
that. They put in their pictures, the ones
Right.
that I'm teaching. They put in their pictures. Oh, this is my friend, so and so, or this is
beautiful.
my, the girls will say, well, this is my imaginary friend, and we do things together, and we. And it's like they love to put them in their pictures, because that's an outward expression
Yes.
of what they feel inside.
Absolutely. That
So your
level of
next book
support,
that are
guidance.
following this, they're going to continue on the same lines as this, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes. I'm not going to give
Tell
too
us
much
a little
away.
bit. Little bit. Come on. I want to hear a little bit more.
Let's just say there's different parts of Freddie, and Trixie and Pixie are going to go back into different realms, potentially past lives, and see who he has been and what can he
Oh, I love
embody
it. I love
from
it.
those
Yeah.
lifetimes.
Yeah, you're giving a little teaser there.
Just a
That's
little
okay.
tease.
That's
So,
fine.
and then I've got book 3, so I'm it's
So you're way ahead of the game here, right? You'll be-
well, I always see is in, what kind of guidance and help on a spiritual
Yeah.
world do we want to create? Who have we been and who are we to embody now? And then what kind of a world do we really want to create if we had that power?
Yeah.
So that is
Yeah.
finding this interesting, Jay?
Oh, I'm finding
Yes.
it fascinating. Yeah. Because
He's been introduced to it. I'm here at the studio, so there was no way he wasn't going to
Well,
get
you've got a
introduced to
taste
this.
of me.
Yes,
so-
Yeah, well,
beautiful. It's lovely.
it's so fascinating, because in the world of children, there's it's a whole different world, and what they believe, and what we teach them to believe, I think is important.
Absolutely. And then,
But
as we
the
get older, to
lessons-
find that inner child of our own
yes,
selves,
but
right?
the lessons that
Which
they
you're
give
doing.
us.
You're doing the inner child.
Mhm.
Yes, I
Yes,
do. Yes.
they do teach us.
Oh my God, they teach us
Oh, they
everything.
teach us
Yes,
Sometimes
they
I
do.
want to go into their world. It's like I want to be with
Absolutely.
them
Yeah.
because I'm like, there's an energy about them. There's
Right.
an openness about them. There's a giving. There's a receiving. There's a let's go play. How
Yeah,
would you not
yeah.
want to be in that energy?
I
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
and so when I see the kids, they're drawing. And these are I'm talking. I do the younger ones like kindergarten, first grade,
Oh,
second
my
grade,
favorite.
and they just love to draw things like rainbows
Yes.
and and clouds, puffy clouds, and unicorns, and things like it's just a thing that I guess they find relatable
Yes.
that makes them happy, and I encourage that with all please put your imagination and let's see how colorful you can do your pictures and how much you can put into it. I just give them the basic instructions on what to draw on each lesson, but I say now you put your
The freedom.
mind and your imagination into your pictures, and that's what.
Yes, I love that. It just reminded me, just when I do art therapy with children, I've had at times children come through that literally just pick up like dark colors because they're processing things. They might be experiencing trauma.
Right.
But then literally by the end of my program, you see color, you see a vibrancy in what they're drawing.
Changing.
So
yes,
it's
yeah.
interesting for me to see that journey within a child
Yeah.
when they're able to process in a creative
You can see
way.
them changing and
Literally in front
So
of
this
me.
is over a period of time, the first time, and then you go back the next. That's what
Yes.
my granddaughter is telling me, actually.
Yes,
Yeah,
because it's like, what are they unwrap? They're revealing to you.
Right.
They're wanting to feel safe to be able to show you their worlds and how they view it without any judgment, without having to change it, but just being there and understanding them.
And it's great that you wrote that book, so people that that are maybe, I'm not going to say concerned that the child is talking to an imaginary friend, but just by picking that up, it's possible, right?
Oh,
So I think that's what I
absolutely.
want to say. That's beautiful that you're working with other books too. It's a
Thank
continual
you.
process. Yes,
Yes,
absolutely.
it is.
Mhm.
It is.
right.
So,
So is there anything else? I think we still have a few minutes.
I always get nearer the time, I get a little quiet because I think we're getting to
Yeah,
the end.
no, I like to go the full time that we
Of
got
course, yes.
because
No,
we
no,
like to get
no.
as much information as we can.
And how more
Um,
interesting, right? That we could be
Right,
talking.
with the children's empowerment workshops. Now, how is that a lot with art, or how does that work?
Well, I combine spiritual aspects in there. So I, back in Australia, I was running children's workshops. So we would be doing art therapy, crystal therapy, and also meditation. So I would teach them how to connect in and retrieve a power animal, like
What
a
age
spirit
group
animal.
would you
I
start with
worked
that?
from 4 to 6 one class, and then I worked from 7 to 12-year-old. So two separate classes. And that would be a lot of fun. This is a little different, but I had a child that could see and sense spirits. So he would say, I love coming here because
feel
Michelle
free.
actually believes me. So it was validation for what he could sense and feel in places.
I have a question about that. Are the parents aware of this, or does it just
These
come out in
parents-
your conversation with
These
them?
parents were, so they
Okay.
wanted to put him in environments that were conducive to what he could feel, see, sense, and who he could actually be and be accepted for as
But
well.
would you afterwards have to work maybe with the parents a little to tell them that this is
Yes,
not strange?
depending on where everybody's at in their journey, whether
Right.
they're open to it, whether or not. I never force anything on anyone.
Only
If
reason-
anyone's open to my viewpoint,
With their
I do.
child talking that way, they might be a little bit concerned.
Yes, but then there's somewhere where they kind of sense and feel stuff as
Good.
well. So again, they're learning from the children.
Right.
They're learning to be a little bit more open and to see things in different ways and in different eyes.
Beautiful.
Well, that's good because once you open your mind to children, it's a whole new
Yes.
world,
And the way that they feel and see, like
It's so pure.
spiritual.
It's
Yes,
coming
there's
just
a
Yeah.
from their
innocence.
heart, which is very important.
they have
Yes.
no prejudices.
No,
they have no
judgment.
they haven't developed all this garbage
Yes.
that adults have.
Right.
Yes.
And it's just pure enjoyment of
It's
things.
Yes.
just pureness, actually,
Yeah.
until they start getting older, and then
Yes.
But if
Yeah.
they start their path this way,
Yes.
they're developing that type of personality.
Absolutely. I had a 6-year-old that wanted to connect up with his goldfish that passed away. I just thought that was the sweetest
yeah.
thing
Oh,
ever.
really?
Yeah,
That he was
absolutely.
connected to this
Yes,
goldfish and that
beautiful.
it had some kind of an impact on this child.
But it must be very
Yeah.
rewarding for you too when
Oh,
you
it
hear all
is.
this.
Well,
Yeah.
well, I'm kind of on my own with the children, and
Yeah.
I have a helper. Usually I get parents saying, oh, do we have to stay? And I'm like, no, it's
Right,
okay. They're here
right.
with me and they're in a safe environment. I used to work in childcare, so I do have a
Okay.
background in that as well, running classes and working with kids and just being in the room with them. I wish I could record everything that they would say because their imagination and when they were in a space to be totally free without anyone looking over or checking on them, we would just have such fun, such connection as well.
Right, right.
Yeah, and I recently watched a movie that was a little similar to that. It was called If, and the movie was about If stands for imaginary friends.
Okay.
And it was like in this in this movie, each child or person has their own imaginary friend.
Yes,
And
I saw it.
and in the movie, they all came to life, and and it was.
Well, that's so neat.
Yeah.
Was
And-
it a children's movie, or it was
Well,
just,
it
I
was
like the
it was
idea
it
of
was
it.
a children's movie.
they could watch
It
it,
starred Ryan Reynolds,
Yes.
Lovely.
and
Yeah, that's
it's
neat.
very good because
Beautiful.
it really and adults can watch this and enjoy it because it's so fun and
Yes,
it's
yes,
and
yes,
you can relate to
Yeah.
it. And,
That's what I was thinking about what you do. So you're bringing out something in them that they're happy to talk about. And that's why I kind of brought the parents up because you may be hearing what the parents hadn't heard. So at that point, I guess there's a conversation all around so that they can all feel.
Well,
they
it's
can feel-
interesting because parents used to say, oh, yeah, they came home and said that they saw this and they did this and they did.
Right.
So they would still communicate it to their parents. And
Good,
then
yes.
the
well, that's
parents
good.
would
Yeah.
That's very good.
understand
Yes,
what
yes,
was going
that's
on
very
and,
good.
and what the, and look, I would make sure that we would have a lot of fun. Sometimes with the bigger kids, we would have to talk about social anxiety, bullying. We would make sure that there would be a safe space to people communicate things that they might be having difficulties with
Right.
the bigger kids.
Right.
But we would still walk out feeling uplifted and happy and feeling that sense of connection as well with everybody.
That's what what I think is important when especially when you're working with kids is that you come in with a good uplifting state of mind and you're and you're happy, and if the kids are having a bad day, and they do,
Yes.
I'm sure, yeah.
it happens, but just let them know that that they can come and talk and share with whatever is going on with them, and it's not bad, because some kids, even when they're doing their art, they say, I don't like my artwork, I don't like, and I say there is no. The
There's
thing
no
with
right
art,
or wrong with
no,
it. It's
the
just
thing
they're
with art,
expressing,
there
right.
is no good or bad.
Right, yes.
Yeah.
that's
It's
right.
it's all what you what you create, and when they learn that, then they can go on and do more because they're so. Some of them are trying so hard to be perfect.
Yes.
And everything. And I said, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have
Yes.
to be anything except just enjoy it. Just have fun with it.
Yeah.
And what's coming to me too about your book again, because if a child has experience, I mean, I haven't gone through the whole book, but just seeing some of the drawings, some of these things and had not even opened up and wondered what it was, when they see something and they're seeing it on a piece of paper or on a book like that, they're going to feel, I'm not different. Look, here's my story, part of what's happened to me. That could be a slightly older child
They
that
can-
hasn't come
yeah,
out.
they-
but
they can
just to be able
relate
to
to that,
relate to
right?
it. Yes,
Yes.
to be able to relate.
'Cause,
And,
what Freddie's experience in the book in each realm is that he finds out about what each realm offers.
That's beautiful.
And then
I love it.
he takes away what he's learnt from that. Like he's flying high on a unicorn, living his best
Love it.
life.
We should have had
So-
a unicorn over here. There's a
Yes,
unicorn
Yeah,
over
there
there.
yeah, and that's
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely to open children up and to definitely bring
Open their
some
minds.
joy.
Well, their minds are open, but just to
Yes.
let them know that it's okay to have these feelings, to see
Yes.
these things. Because in the world today, it was always, no, don't talk about it. There's no imaginary friend, as we just said.
Yes.
So you're opening up a whole new way of thinking for children, and I think that's beautiful. Anybody out there that's interested for their child, this is a wonderful book. From what I see, I've only read a little. I can't wait to see more of it, and I'm not a
And,
child. So what do you-
where can we purchase the book?
It's trixieandpixie.com, and then I've yes, you can purchase that online. So I've got that available to post out from in America
Uh-huh.
and as well as Australia, because that is where I'm originally from.
We're not from the same country. People are saying they're both
Yes.
English or Australian. I'm English and you're Australian.
That's
just,
right.
Just letting them know.
Yeah.
We talk a little differently.
Yes.
So yeah, and but it's great to have. We can't wait to see the next ones when they're.
Thank
Have you any
know.
idea when the next one might be coming out?
Oh gosh, but probably looking mid to end next year.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for you.
Thank you. Well, look, it's such a joy for me getting the book out. I think I couldn't sleep. The anticipation, the excitement for 24 hours when it
Oh,
launched.
beautiful.
Uh-huh.
Beautiful.
It just this sense of completion. And then I've also been going through this process of, you birth a creative
Right.
process.
Mhm.
So it's like you just want to get it out.
Uh-huh.
And then when you get it out, it's like, you want to love it. You want
It's
to
your
look after
baby.
it.
Right,
It's your
right. It's your child,
Exactly.
of
It's funny
course.
because I
Yeah.
Of
actually
course.
feel like I'm going through the teenage stage
Yes.
at the
Yeah.
moment.
Oh, that's so
they're
beautiful. What a
And-
wonderful way
kind
to
of-
express that.
I
That's
know, that's how I
lovely.
feel with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
off doing their thing, and I'm just giving them scope. So I've had to kind of let go of them
Of
as
course.
well.
Of course. Well,
Uh-huh.
yes,
And
for
share
you,
them
it's,
to the
it's
world.
a journey for you.
Well,
Right.
and,
Absolutely.
because we've talked before that when you create something, art or music or whatever it is that you create, it's like giving birth. You bring this into the world, and
Because it is part of you.
It
Whatever
is.
you,
It is.
however
It comes-
you
it comes
express
from you.
Even in music, if
Uh-huh.
people that write their
Yes.
own songs, that's coming from them. It's part of them.
Yes.
So it's
Uh-huh.
just expressed in different ways, but it has to have. It has, and I've experienced that too. Oh, this is exactly the way that I was thinking, and here it is on a canvas.
that's got to be a
Yeah. So
that's
wonderful
a
thing when
beautiful
you get
thing.
to see what is in your
Yes.
mind
Yes.
appear on in print.
Oh,
I'm not
And,
sure how many books are out there like that, but I think it's, for me, it touches my heart that you're bringing that to children. I think it's
Oh, thank
beautiful.
you.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, we love talking to you. This
Thank
is
you.
Yeah,
this.
I was going to say love talking to you,
You
but I
know,
was waiting.
I know,
It's
and
a little different perspective on art and
Yes, it
my
is.
personal creative.
Yeah, because this show
process.
is not just about art, but this all includes
the
just
creative
our
process.
creativeness of
Yes.
people,
Uh-huh.
yes.
Because my business name that I have, my spiritual healing business, is Artistry of the Soul. So for me, that incorporate working with kids doing art, as well
Excuse
as
me.
being a shamanic practitioner. There's art in healing in the way that I visually see and feel what's going on for a human being.
Right.
There's
Uh-huh.
storytelling in shamanism. So for me, it's art in every form, whether it's creative in a book or how we could be working on our own internal journey as well.
Uh-huh. And
So that went a little deep, didn't it?
No, not at all. No, it was a great way to finish the show. I've just been told we have
Yeah,
2 more minutes,
yeah.
and that was a wonderful way to end it because I'm
Uh-huh.
sure there are people, we've certainly piqued their interest in what you're doing. So,
Yeah.
and maybe their child has been relating a few of the stories that you have in the book and they weren't quite
Yeah.
sure how to handle it.
Right.
So that was
And-
perfect. Lovely.
And
Yes.
I would like to say for anyone out there, if you have kids and they do like to do artwork, if they do like to be creative, if they do like to create whatever it may be, please allow them to do this. It's part of them, and they are trying to bring out how they feel and what it is that they have. So please allow them to do all the art or all the writing that they have inside them, because I think it's
important.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
it's
it
very
is
important. And so once again, we would like to thank you very
Oh,
much,
thank you
Michelle,
for having me.
Thank you.
Thank
you know,
you.
You
for,
were a
uh,
great guest.
for being here. And for anyone out there, if you would like to be on our show, we would love to talk to you. Any creative individuals that are there, and regardless now of age or whatever, we would love to talk to you. If you are an artist or a musician or a performer or a writer or whatever it is that you
Or a
do,
chef.
Or a chef, or a chef, yeah.
So-
And please, contact us at 1-888-994-4995. And until next time, have a wonderful week.
Thank you for watching Inside the Artist's Mind. We hope you enjoyed the show. Tune in next week as we explore more about the artist's passions and inspirations.